Hey guys, this is the Jack on. This is a video review of Transformers Generations Ultimate Gift Set. I finally got this off the, well actually, I think it was Hasbro, because it basically stated Transformers as the seller on Amazon. I saw it and I'm like, I want that, because I've been wanting this for the past, year, because this has been one set that's been, catching my eye for a very long time, and I finally got it a few weeks ago, and now I'm finally bringing it to you. So here we have the 4 bots in the packaging. We have Motor Breath, Combat Hero Optimus Prime, Autobot Jazz, and Thundercracker. Motor Breath being a repaint of the Reveal the Shield Legends Optimus. Thundercracker being these are basically all repaints, they're not the first molds, but Thundercracker is a repaint of the Reveal the Shield Legends Starscream. Jazz is Special Ops Jazz, and Combat Hero Optimus is the G2 Laser. And what I find funny about the G2 bots, like Jazz and Optimus, is that Jazz doesn't even have a G2 Autobot logo. He has a G1. And Optimus, he has a G2 and the G1 Autobot logo. I found that funny, for those being G2 figures and they're having G1 logos. So, but here is the front of the packaging. You can see them 4 in their vehicle modes, then them displayed in their robot modes. And I actually got this for $22 with $5 or $6 shipping. So basically, figure it out. There's deluxes are going for $13 these days. So, and it was $22.96 for the set, and so that's basically 2 deluxes, so that would be $26. So I basically knocked it down to 4, and I got 2 free legends with it. So I find that a good deal. But what I find weird about this is that you have a weird picture of Fall of Cybertron Optimus. I don't know why. I think they got bored and just put him on there so they could have a space filler or something, but it's still a pretty cool set. And let's take a look around. On top you have a nice embossed logo of the Transformer Generations, and you can barely see it, but it does say Generations right on top. And you have the Autobots and the Decepticon logos on each side. Come to the side, there's each bot in robot mode: Combat Hero Optimus, Autobot Jazz, Thundercracker, and Motor Breath. And again, Ultimate Gift Set. Coming to the other side, nice Transformers Generations logo. On the bottom, nothing much, just a lot of dust. And finally on the back, we have each figure. Now, it only comes with one bio, which is this. Focus in on it for you guys. So it's just basically all 4 mixed into one. So, and there is Combat Hero Optimus with his hidden sword that becomes his trailer hitch, and he is in his armored truck. There's his tech specs. Here's Thundercracker with his blasters included, and he is in his fighter jet mode. There's his tech specs. Autobot Jazz, blaster included, and he is in his street rally mode, whole street rally car. And there's his tech specs. And finally, Motor Breath, sword included. There he is in his truck mode, and there's his tech specs. And join us online, Facebook, TF.com, and YouTube. So yeah. And again, a great set to have. I do like this. I have opened this up and played with each of the guys. But, yeah. So I think what I'll do, we'll just look at the 2 legends real quick. Then we'll move on to the bigger guys. So without further ado, let's get these guys open and see how cool they actually are. So first up, from the Ultimate Gift Set, we have Motor Breath, and he is again a repaint of the Reveal the Shield Optimus Legends with a black sword, which I think the Optimus was released twice. One for the RTS line and the other for the Generations, I believe. But This time we were taking a look at Motor Breath, and this guy and Thundercracker, I believe, are sold individually from the GDO line. I thought they were. I couldn't remember, but the only way you could get the Jazz and Optimus were in the gift set. So, but yeah. So here we have Motor Breath in his truck mode, and again he's just a black, purple, silver, and grayish repaint of Optimus. Here we go. And he has a nice Decepticon logo right there. So, and you can see some nice pen lines and detailing on him. So, and his wheels roll except for the middle one. So, and he has a purple gas tank, purple windows, silver headlights, grille, and bumper. So, otherwise not much. And there is a nice sword that reminds me of the one that came with Menasor. Forgot what it was called. But yeah, there it is. And it could just peg in the top of the truck, aka back of his head. So, transformation, typical Optimus Prime transformation. Just pull out the arms, flip them out, rotate the legs down, rotate it around so you get a fake grill for his abs, and flip up his head, and there he is in robot mode. And he does have, well, yeah, and he can plug the sword in. He does have some articulation for what the Generation 1 Optimus had. This can go all the way around. This can rotate. No hands, no head, except for like a yes. I guess you could call that articulation, even though that's kind of weird. You got ball jointed hips, no knees, no feet, since the feet are angled already. So, but there is Motor Breath in robot mode. And the second Legends figure from the Ultimate Gift Set, we have Thundercracker in his little fighter jet mode, which I find really nice. He is a blue and red repaint of the RTS Legend Starscream of the same mold. So, yeah. And it comes with blasters that just peg in on over or under the wing. It doesn't really matter. I do it under the wing. But yeah. Otherwise, not much. And there is one problem with this guy. He does have exposed head syndrome. Let's focus in. There you go. That is the only problem I have besides the kibble. Yeah, you can see his hands, his legs, his chest, which he has a fake cockpit. So, we'll get to that, the transformation. So, otherwise, yeah, there's two nice Decepticon logos on his wings, nice red stripes, and the gold cockpit with the black nose with the engines too. So, since the engines are his hands. So, but the transformation, what you want to do, if I had fingernails, gotta try to clip them. There you go. Just bring them up like that. Pop the legs out from the wings, which are just connected with a tab into the wing. Just bring this down. And bring the wings up like that. Bring the arms out and around. And you notice he does have blasters. He could still hold them in his hands, or if you want, just put them behind his wings. I put them in his hands, so. And bring the cockpit up, bring it around, rotate his head. Make it a little easier. And you can leave him as a cone head if you want, but what I do, just put the cone down. And there is Thundercracker in his robot mode. And you can put a blaster right there. And you could put the other one right there. So he can't hold them. So, but what I do, since he already has blasters on his forearms, which are just pieces of the top of the jet, I just use them as blasters already. So he does come weaponized up. And for articulation, he has a little ball jointed shoulders, so you can get around. You can get up just due to the wings and the arms. It's kind of hard or a little tough for him to get all the way up. No waist. The only hip movement he has is this, since he can't really go in and out. Ball jointed knees. You can rotate it around like that, and no feet since they are already a little bit angled. So there is Thundercracker. Let's get him standing. So there's Thundercracker. Now let's get into the deluxes. First up we have the Jazz figure, repaint of the Reveal the Shield Special Ops, or I believe Jazz. So nice light blue, orange, and mostly white repaint of the dark blue. I believe a little bit red, but yeah, nice figure. He has translucent blue windows going around, translucent lights. He has painted rear lights. He got exhaust tips, says Jazz on a spoiler. Yeah. You got some stripes going along. You got musical notes with 1 instead of 4. You got painted rims. You gotta love painted rims, yes. Luckily, Optimus does not have painted rims, but we'll get into him later. But yeah, he's a nice little rally car mode, or sports car mode. Rolls nice. His doors can open like a regular car. And if you want to deploy his speakers that came with the original figure, and they do like to pop off, so you just gotta be careful. You can deploy his speakers for some partying music, for kicking Decepticon tail. So, and they could just go back in like that. So, and he has a nice Autobot logo right there too. So I think that's it about this guy. Let's get him into robot mode. What I want to do, I want to take a gun like that. Comes out a little pistol, nicely detailed. And you just take this. It comes out like that a little bit. So it comes a little larger blaster. Let's put that right there. What you want to do, pop out the doors. Lift up the arms, lift them like this, and you'll see the hood of the car come down. Rotate the arms down like that. Oh, there you go. And you just want to get that out and fold out the legs. Then if you have fingernails, you can get the feet out. There we go. Oh, and bring up the spoiler a little bit like that. Just went from that to that. Just split the legs. You can rotate them up like that. Again, just bring them up like that. And this little canopy piece just hangs there, it moves. Then, finally, you want to take his chest piece, bring it up like that, and I don't think it pegs in, just barely does something, but it's like doing that for some reason, so it's definitely trying to do something. But there is Jazz in his robot mode, and I think this is like one of the better figures out of the set. I do like him a lot. Definitely cool. First, like, maybe third Jazz figure I had, because maybe I think the first one was the final battle Jazz from the first movie. Then there was Cybertron. I think that was it. But Jazz was one of my favorite characters because he was kind of funny in the first TF movie from like '07. So, but yeah. And of course, you can pick into his gun anywhere you want. Like that. And if you want to deploy speakers again, you can do that. And you can even you can leave them on like that. And again, we do that. Like that. And I think there are points to where you can clip them onto the gun, and yes, I do see them. So you can just clip them on there, and you can rotate them forward. But I never really liked that idea. I just like to leave the speakers on the doors. Just leave them there. Because the first time I saw the speakers, I was iffy on them. I'm like, okay, not the best thing for I know it's Jazz, and he likes music, and of course, Jazz is a genre of music. But I just find it weird that they gave him speakers, so. But there is Jazz. Articulation for this guy, you got 360 head. You can go up and down, yes and no. Your ball jointed shoulders, you can go up and around. Well, you can't go all the way around to the tire. You can rotate there. You got a double jointed elbow. You can rotate the fists. You can rotate his waist. Go in and out there. You can rotate there. Double jointed knees. And you got feet down here. So a really posable figure. So, and of course, nicely detailed in the midsection, and you can see that. So, but there is the Jazz figure. We have one more figure, then we're almost done. So there is Jazz. Let's get on to Optimus. And the final figure of the Ultimate Gift Set, we have the G2 Combat Hero Optimus Prime, and I gotta say, he's pretty cool. Now there is a problem. Back here, it's the piece with the little gas tank and the mud flaps. It is kind of a tricky piece to do, especially with the wheels and how they function in this mode. Once you first get it, you're like, what's going on with this thing? But once you get it, like, once you figure it out, it's easy, and you get it back, and you're like, oh, that was easy. So yeah, here he is in his truck mode, and I gotta say, I might have to get that Make Toys Battle Tanker set if they make it in blue, which I think they do. So yeah, so here's a nice red, or mostly blue. You can see spots of translucent red, like the windshield with the G1 Autobot logo there, and the G2 Autobot logo right there. got red chunsies and stuff up here. You got silver stuff. And the girl, you got gray, like a dark gray bumper. No painted rims. Aw. You got dark gray pieces right there. Got a little handle so you can open the hood. But you can't open the hood since it's, yeah. Silver smokestacks. See more red translucent stuff back here. So, and there's his underside. Yeah, there's his truck mode. He actually rolls really, really nice. So, but I think that trailer will make the space back here more filled in, since I think the original Combat Hero from the G2 line did have a trailer. So, but yeah, transformation. Basically, want to bring these up and bring them up like that, and bring these pieces around, bring them in, snap them in like that, split the legs. Here's his sword, which actually becomes his trailer hitch. Just want to bring that out. Bring this down. And there is his sword. Then you want to bring these panels down and around like that, so they can give you room to put the wheels in. And they actually do have some nice details on them too. Let's see if we can get on them. So you can see the nice detailing they have on there. So then you want to rotate the wheels around. But it's kind of tricky, but once you get it, you have to do it like a certain way to get it. And you just push down like that. Again, rotate it around. Just push all the way in. Come on. Oh, you don't want to do that yet. Yeah, the wheel parts are tricky to do. Like I said, you just gotta turn them. There we go. But anyways, just rotate them around. Just gotta line them up. Then push them in. So, oh, and by the way, it's just one piece. The wheels don't move separately from the second tire, so that's okay. But you bring the heel piece down, then you bring the feet down, and split the arms down like that. Turn them in like that, so you don't have this kibble with the G2 Autobot logo sticking out. So you just have that with the little red stripe. Rotate the fist. Bring this piece up. Oh, first up before that, you want to bring this piece up, rotate the head around. And with these pieces, which are actually interesting, and it's going to be hard to see, especially with my lighting, but pieces that make up his inner chest, you can barely see that, actually make up the matrix, which I found was like really, really smart of Hasbro to use for those panels. So you can see on one side it's half the matrix, on the other it's the other, and I found that smart. You can't see it from dead on, like the chest, like, yeah. But it was really cool that they put them in there, so. Yeah, just bring this down. Then bring the piece up like that, and just push down like that. And there is the red and blue version of the G2 Hero, or Laser Optimus Prime, I mean. But in this case, we call him the Combat Hero Optimus. And I gotta say, he's pretty cool. Yeah. Really like the head, too. Let's get that. So. And for some reason, this figure reminds me a lot of the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. I don't know how. Just said he does. With that red and blue. Because Shattered Glass Magnus was red and blue. Like his Diaclone. So. But this is actually a really cool figure. I have to get the Make Toys Battle Tank, or hope they made a blue version. So. But once I get that, I'll get the head replaced and all that stuff. Yeah, so. And of course, you can put a sword in his hand like that, or you can put it in the other one. Doesn't really matter. Articulation. I thought he could do yes. Yep, he could do yes. And you could do a full 360. You can rotate that around. Go in and out like this. Can swivel it around. You got elbow, you got hand, you can do all that good stuff. You got waist, you can, there's a ball joint in the hips, which also can swivel this around. You got knee, you got foot, and you can even rotate that all the way around. So you can get a pretty good pose with this guy, which I gotta say, this is like the most posable figure out of the set. So let's get in a good pose. So there is Optimus Prime Combat. This has been the review of the Transformers Generations Ultimate Gift Set Motor Breath Combat Hero Optimus Prime, Autobot Jazz, and Thundercracker. Well worth the money, especially what they're going for on Amazon.com, which is like 22 something, which is actually marked down, I believe. So if you want to get a good deal on that, go to Amazon. But I think you can get this on Big Bad Toy Store, so you can get this and other action figure needs at BigBadToyStore.com. Go follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'll leave all that stuff in the description down below. So please comment, rate, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more reviews, hauls, vlogs, unboxings, all that good stuff. This has been one great review. I think this is a great set to have in any collection, no matter how big or small. You just have to get it. It's like well worth the money. And if it goes like for $5, I mean, grab it. It's, again, well worth it, even though they're just repaints of figures we already seen. So again, guys, this has been the Jackal, and of course, Generations Ultimate Gift Set. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, I believe the next review will be the Generations IDW Thrilling 30 Thundercracker, the little guy, but in the Fall of Cybertron Starscream mold. So, see you guys later.